Fleet Commander Thaxion watched the final 17 ships limp into the staging area, their hulls scarred and bleeding atmosphere. Of the mighty armada that had departed 6 months ago, 9,900 warships carrying the pride of the Krell Empire, only these 17 remained. Impossible, whispered Admiral Corval, her crest flattening in disbelief. The intelligence report said they were primitives. Pre-FTL. They hadn't even colonized their own moon. Thaxion said nothing. He simply ordered the survivors brought before the War Council. Captain Zexthor was the first to testify. His ship, the Crimson Fawn, had been in the vanguard. Burns covered half his face, and one arm ended in a medical stump. They were waiting for us, he began, his voice hollow. We dropped out of FTL at their moon, expecting confused radio chatter, maybe primitive missiles. Instead, the dark side of their satellite lit up with weapons we'd never seen. Kinetic railguns, he continued. Primitive, we thought. Chemical propulsion. Laughable. His remaining hand clenched. Then they fired. Tungsten rods accelerated to 0.8 light speed. No energy signatures to detect. No time to dodge. The first volley took out 300 ships before we even understood what happened. The council members shifted uncomfortably. We pressed forward, Zexthor said. Surely their planet would be easy. We entered their atmosphere expecting cities to surrender at the sight of our fleet. He laughed bitterly. Every city was a fortress. Every human was a soldier. Another survivor, Lieutenant Vash Kir, stepped forward. They had weapons hidden everywhere. In their buildings, under their streets, in their schools. Electromagnetic pulse bombs that fried our systems. Cyber attacks that turned our own ships against us. They didn't fight like any species we've encountered. How do they fight? Demanded Corval. Like they've been preparing for this their entire existence, Vash Kir replied. We learned later that their entertainment, their fiction, their culture, it's obsessed with alien invasion. They've imagined every possible scenario. Every weakness in our tactics, they'd already wargamed. A third survivor, Engineering Chief NL Tox, displayed tactical recordings. The council watched in horror as human aircraft, primitive jets, conducted suicide runs into Krell capital ships. They watched ground forces use the Empire's own plasma weapons against them, reverse-engineered in mere days. They didn't just defend, NAL Tox explained. They adapted. Evolved. By week 2, they were hacking our communications. By week 3, they'd captured enough ships to understand our technology. By week 4. He paused, trauma evident in his eyes. By week 4, they were hunting us. The recordings showed human ships, retrofitted Krell vessels, pursuing the Armada through their solar system. Earth's moon had become a massive shipyard. Their orbital stations were assembling new weapons in real time. They used their own planet as bait, Zexthor said quietly. Let us land. Let us commit ground forces. Then they turned their cities into meat grinders. Every building was a kill box. Every street was a trap. They collapsed their own infrastructure on top of our troops. They sacrificed their own cities to bleed us dry. What about nuclear weapons? Asked a council member. Did they use them? Against us? No, Vash Kir answered. They used them against themselves. When we took their city called Moscow, they detonated a device underground. Killed everyone, theirs and ours. Then they sent a message, we will burn our own world before we let you have it. Thaxion finally spoke. They call it, scorched earth. It's an ancient tactic of theirs. Destroy everything rather than let the enemy claim victory. He pulled up the final analysis. We lost 6,000 ships in the first month. 3,000 more trying to retreat. Only 17 escaped because the humans let us go. Let you go? Corval stood abruptly. They wanted survivors, Zextor confirmed. To carry a message. They broadcast it on all frequencies as we fled. He activated a recording. A human female appeared on screen, wearing a primitive military uniform, standing in the ruins of one of their cities. Behind her, makeshift factories churned, building ships from Krell wreckage. To whoever sent this fleet, she said calmly, Earth is now aware we're not alone. We've acquired FTL technology. We've reverse-engineered your weapons. And we're coming. She smiled without warmth. You tried to take our home. Now we're going to take yours. See you soon. The council chamber fell silent. Recommendations? Thaxion asked, though he already knew. Corval's voice was defeated. Prepare the core worlds for siege. Humanity is coming. The 17 surviving ships were all that remained of the Empire's greatest armada. But they served their purpose, they brought the warning that would echo through the galaxy, Earth was no longer prey. Earth was the predator.